Welcome to the Grounded on Clouds podcast. My name is Josh,
My name is Ray.
and we're very happy to be here with you in Bangkok, in Lumpini Park.
Lumpini.
Lumpini Park.
I hope so.
Yeah. We only have one microphone, so we're going to be passing it between us, but it's just going to give us more space. So, would you like to help us ground before we get into the words portion? Okay.
So it's just a quick meditation of just closing the eyes if you feel to, or lowering your gaze. Feeling the energy of you in your heart center. And just taking some deep breaths on your own. To feel tension in your body dissolve. To bring yourself to a state of awareness where we're in motion and we're speaking, but we're speaking from our hearts. And we're speaking from our truest self, or truest version of ourself. And here on Grounded on Clouds, we're just normalizing, taking a few moments to come back to our heart. Coming back to this alpha reality, our truest expression, authentic expression. And now let's just take one deep breath together. Inhale with me, inhale. Exhale. Fluttering the eyes open, coming back into the space. Thanks for hanging out with us today.
It's so wonderful to be here with all of you and with my best friend Ray. So, this is a new thing, Grounded on Clouds. It is something that Ray and I are creating together. A way of sharing ourselves and connecting with other people. So first, I'd like to talk about what Grounded on Clouds means and what it means to us, because it may be a new term to all of you. What does Grounded on Clouds mean to you? What does it mean for you, Ray?
Well, ever since I met Josh, I feel that we are really realistically and practically living our best lives. And our connection as best friends, as roommates, as just this super childlike connection, really pure. And I would love to just offer that to the world. This Grounded on Clouds to me is how we can live practically and realistically living our truth. And the last thing I'll say about that is just, I love this title so much. And to me, one thing that keeps coming up with this title is that we are spiritual beings living a human experience. And we are also human beings living a spiritual experience. And I want to see that embodied in my life. And yeah, that's what it means to me.
That's so beautiful. Thank you. I just want to give voice to the fact that, honestly, I'm very nervous right now. And it's because I think I've wanted to create something like this for a long time, but I've had trouble in feeling like I've had trouble for multiple reasons. I think one is allowing myself to be seen so vulnerably and authentically is something I struggle with. And there's also the aspect of feeling like I have something important to say and that people need to hear. But what I've realized recently is that is not actually the fear. Maybe that's a little part of it, but most of it is a fear of taking responsibility for doing something I view as extremely important. And I think these conversations about consciousness are incredibly important and can shape the way people interact and be in the world. And there is no higher plane of which to communicate on. And I can do it through music and other mediums that I love, but to speak about things so directly allows myself to be seen in a way where people can be like, hey, I completely disagree with everything you said. If I make a song and it's like, and there's like an emotion evoked, people can just say, I don't like this song, it's not for me. And I'm like, okay, the song's not for you. But if I spill my heart out to you, there is something, it's almost like I am opening myself to being not invalidated, but I'm opening myself to being so vulnerable and so seen that it can feel like rejection much more. And I've been scared of that in the past. But so I feel nervous, but I also feel very empowered to be speaking to all of you today and to Ray. I think Grounded on Clouds for me, this name came to me in a space where this feeling was actually one of the biggest realizations in my spiritual journey for me, which was the idea that the goal is not heaven or earth. And to say that the goal is not to get high and be extremely spiritual and to be floating around, because that's something that anyone can do. You can learn how to meditate, you can learn how to do yoga, you can do breath work, and I promise you, if you do these things, you will be extremely high. And then eventually you will come down and you can get attached to that high the same way you get attached to anything, whether it be chocolate or peanut butter, or you get addicted to running, you get addicted to gambling, whatever. And the goal is also not to just be on earth. We can be very earthly and we can get very good at being on earth. I mean, look at billionaires and people who they take their prefrontal cortex and they really work it and they find ways in which to control the world, and they feel like they're in dominance and in control of the world, and neither of those are the goal. And I think it can be very easy to get attached to one and to push one away and move towards the other. But what I really want to do with this is highlight the realization that I had that the goal is in the middle of both of them. The goal is to observe both of them and choose neither. And the goal is to be free. And yeah, freedom is neither of those things. So to me, freedom is really being grounded in that middle space and seeing the beauty in both of them and choosing neither of them. So that's what it means to me. So, yeah.
Nice one.
Thank you.
Mic drop.
I don't want to drop this. So yeah, I guess I'd love to talk about why we're here, because we're both Americans, raised from Pennsylvania and I'm from Kansas, and we're both here in Thailand. We just lived we've been here for like 8 months. I don't know, you've been here
A year.
Yeah, you've been here a year and I've been here 8 months. And so just why we're here doing this podcast, what are the reasons why we're here? I think it's an important thing to talk about. So I'd love to hear why you're here, Ray.
Whoa, this question. Thank you, Josh, for your vulnerability and for, expressing all different shades of you. And this question is a great one. Thank you for this question. This one I feel opened something vulnerable in me. Why I'm here is a vulnerable question for me right now because I've really actually struggled wanting to be here. And I just want to be honest about that because every time I'm honest about it, it feels like a weight is lifted and I'm floating a little bit because there's a heaviness to holding something so intense. And yeah. So thanks for listening to that and feeling that with me. I really appreciate it. I want to answer the question in a very direct way now that I've struggled with wanting to be in this world because I feel that I don't belong. I feel that I'd rather talk and feel and move in a very, 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 very different way than most people, than the world around me. And I came to Thailand to find my people, and I'm looking for an international community, and I'm looking for people who are very expressive and interested in truth and wisdom and love. And really, really, really finding that in a way where there's no dogma, there's no rules, there's no overarching, cult or religion. It's very universal and it's very universally felt. And I've been finding it. I've been finding it within myself and creating a tribe around me. And for me, why I'm here doing this, I want to start being myself. And I feel so myself with you, Josh. And you're my tribe. And you're my family. And talking to you about things that really matter, to me, it starts to feel that I'm creating the world that I want to really be a part of. And I'm getting jazzed up about it. And having these kinds of conversations on this level and then with other ones of our friends in smaller groups and now in this way very publicly, I feel we're calling in something quite big by doing this and by exposing who we are and what we're doing and what we want the world to be around us in ourselves, in our immediate reality, and then in the realities of the few beings that we're choosing to share time with, and now expanding that to be a greater feeling of tribe.
Oh, thank you. I see you and I hear you, and I love you very deeply. The reason why I'm here, I have really chosen to be here, and that means a lot to me. I can see now, recently, and with retrospect, that I was built, and I am built, and am continuing to be built as a bridge between what I view as the old earth and the new earth. And just to be very specific, I don't mean that, I mean, by the new earth, I mean a new kind of consciousness, not a new physical place. I mean that a new kind of consciousness is coming in, a new kind of awareness. The earth is changing, and I want to help bridge people from these old kinds of paths and consciousness into a new one. And I realized that I was built to do that because part of what built me to do that is I am very well versed in the old ways and in fear and in anxiety and in panic and in depression. I've basically been everyone. I've been everyone in that for so long I struggled with depression. I struggled with panic attacks. I struggled with addictions. I struggled with my body image, my attachment to validation. I used to weigh 500 pounds. I weigh less than half of that now. I have been a person who I wouldn't be friends with at all. I've been a person who isn't happy to wake up in the morning. I've been a person who thinks they're better than other people. I've been everywhere and everything. And it's been such a gift because it gifted me the ultimate compassion, the ability to see everyone exactly as they are and see the beauty in all of them and the God in all of them, even in their darkest moments. Because to choose to be here, I had to see that even in my darkest moments, it was all divine. It was all part of the plan. So that's why I'm here now. And I realized that I've also been gifted with a curiosity and a mind that is so invested in multiple mediums that I get to share that gift in multiple ways. And one of them is here in conversation with Ray. One of them is music, rapping, poetry, and also mainly just being with people. All of those mediums are just a way to be with people and share consciousness via contact and via presence, and the real way that consciousness is shared. So I think, yeah, that's why I'm here. Every moment since I really decided to live, which was probably like 6 or 7 years ago, has been I've made a conscious choice to be here every single day. And the transformation is quick once you really make a conscious decision to do it. Once you commit to it. Sometimes full committal takes falling and bouncing back up. So, yeah. I would love to talk about what we are trying to manifest with this podcast, with this movement, Grounded on Clouds. What we are trying to bring into our own lives and the lives of the people who are watching.
It without trying.
Yes. Thank you for catching that. It's so important between us and our conversations to constantly check ourselves to be impeccable with our words and to use the absolute most accurate words possible, because we create our own reality. So what are we manifesting with this?
Yup.
Yup.
That has a different feeling behind it. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I feel what it will feel like to have this podcast resonate in the hearts of the people in our tribe.
What is a tribe to you? Just for people who are uninitiated in this idea.
I feel my tribe as people who share the same values, or at least very, very similar, to the point where it feels that we have a shared mission. We have a shared way of walking. Grounded on clouds.
Wow, it's beautiful. Okay. That was a beautiful divergence. But yeah, what are we manifesting?
Oh, yeah.
I know I'm the one who diverted you.
Thank you for reverting me. Yeah. I love that, though. I love taking a moment to be impeccable with our words and to also define. because words are powerful.
Mm-hmm.
But I also want our feeling and our energy behind this podcast to come through. Yeah. Ooh, what a wind to that one. But now the wind diverted me. What am I even talking about?
What are we manifesting?
Yeah. I know what it's going to feel like when we just speak our truth, just be plain and simply us, and it resonates with our tribe. And I would love for people to listen to this podcast and feel that people are finally saying the things that they've been wanting to hear, and that they're not alone. You're not alone. And feel as though we have a blueprint, we have a map, we have co-captains on this beautiful trip to the new earth. That we're building this spaceship. And that we're building the spaceship to go home. Not that we weren't home already, but that we get to kind of be home within ourselves and then create an external reality that also reflects that feeling of home.
That's so beautiful. Thank you. I am manifesting a revolution. And I'm not talking about a political revolution, although that may be a symptom of it, but that will not be the motion. I am manifesting a revolution in the way we are, in the way we choose to be in this world, but also in my own life, in the way I choose to relate in my relationships, and the way I view the world as something that, in reality, is something that I interact with. I used to view reality as something that I interact with, as something that I'm trying to nudge. And now I'm viewing reality as something that I get to completely shape. That, instead of taking a picture and, changing the colors a little bit and clearing up some of the blemishes, I'm painting. And I want to take full control of my ability to alter this canvas. And I'm a dreamer, so if I'm the one painting, we're going to get something completely different than what we have right now. This canvas is getting tore up. And yeah, it's going to be wild, but I'm also manifesting peace and guidance for all of the people who I know are out there who are feeling lost and feeling alone like I was. Maybe they feel like they're alone in their culture. Maybe they feel like they're alone in their group of friends and their family. And they don't know why people don't love them and support them the way that they need. I want you to know that you're not alone, that you're loved, and that there are people who want to give you exactly what you want and receive exactly what you have to give. And I want that knowledge to be core in everyone's being. I want to give people the same gifts that I was given. I want to give people the freedom to be lost and to be found. So, very concretely, we're manifesting community. We're manifesting openness and changes of perspectives. And everything that we're manifesting in others, we're manifesting within ourselves. Did that make any sense?
Me.
Okay. Well, I'm glad. Thank you for seeing me. Yeah. This is our first day in Bangkok, so we've been on tropical islands for 5 months, and being in
Me a
this
year.
for you a year. I thought you were okay, yeah. And yeah, it's a lot of new sights, new sounds, new energies, but it's so incredible that the kind of spaces you can create just with people who are aligned. I came here with Ray and our friend Marissa, who flew out this morning because she went to India. But just the spaceship that we were, this container that we were able to create on the ferry, walking through the city, in the bus, just even while, a city is just humming around you, a city like Bangkok that's so alive, and we can still create these spaces of pure love and freedom and spaciousness is incredible. And I want everyone to have this power and this ability to understand that it doesn't matter where you are, that you can create your own reality. That's what I have to say about that. Do you have anything you would like to share, Ray?
Sure.
Mm.
I love so much how I feel around you, what you say, and what we're trying to co-create. And I just feel to add, because I feel that a lot of people that we talk to are going to resonate with what we're sharing here. But just to add a little caveat for people, for example, my mom and dad, who might be watching this, or people who are like them, and just to kind of say very explicitly that I am so, so grateful for this life and this world. And I really would love to add to this podcast that this is not a project that is coming from me from a place of resentment for the world. Because I feel that there's a part of me that when I was sharing what I was sharing, that it could be construed in that way of people who are kind of new to us, or who might not understand what we're saying. And I just want to remove that film. I want to remove all the masks, and I would just want a space for us to really have these awesome conversations and really this awesome life, just share how awesome our life is, and really call in that tribe. And I just want to really very explicitly say that we love this world, and we love the opportunity to be here, and we love all different sides of the existence, all different shades of the existence. I've had a really hard time with wanting to be in this world, but I am so appreciative that I had those experiences as well. And I just want to really drive that home of just the immense gratitude that I have for this opportunity and for this whole game. Thank you.
Thank you. That's a really important caveat. And I guess I have one thing to say about that also, is that I have been through a lot, and I have experienced a lot of other people's patterns, and on many occasions I've hurt myself, and I want this to be very clear that everyone, no matter what you have done in the past, no matter who you have hurt and how you've hurt yourself, that it is all a part of the process. All of it is divine. All of it needed to happen. All the people in my life, thank you for everything. My childhood was perfect. Literally perfect. In all in every way, it was as it was meant to be. That's kind of what I was trying to say with the way I was built. I know I was built for a specific purpose, and it couldn't have been different. And the fact that I'm trying to change all of it for everyone also can't be any different. And I know that may be confusing, and there was a moment, I think 3 or 4 months ago, where I was just looking at the moon, and I just realized it just all clicked. It's so funny how these realizations come in the form of epiphanies that are like built like huge skyscrapers, and and we just don't notice they're building, and then we turn around and we're like, wow, when did that skyscraper get there? But yeah, all of it is perfect. To all the people that I bicker with and who I disagree with, you're doing exactly your job too. We're all doing our jobs. And at one point, all of our jobs are to change. And yeah, that's a beautiful thing, because nothing stays the same. Is there anything else you'd like to say? Our first podcast episode.
Thank you so much for listening. And we're here to grow. We're here to evolve. We're here to learn from you guys as well. We're not here to... This is a process of, trying things, failing, loving, accepting all the different parts of this process. And we're just here to grow, and we're here to share, and we're here to be authentic. So thanks for seeing us, and thanks for listening.
Thank you for seeing us. I would love to, if you're listening to this, to comment so we can respond and interact and be a community. Yeah. We're planning a lot of things for this, so you're going to see episodes that are very pointed and concentrated. You're going to see us interact with random people in the streets, and yeah, we're going to start this revolution from the ground up, the grassroots.
And from our hearts.
Yeah, always from our hearts. So thank you very much, and we'll talk to you soon.